1500. I had spent months chasing this number, and the moment that I crossed it, I didn't feel what I expected to feel. I felt something else. And here's what actually changed. Below 1400, chess is mostly reactive. Your opponent make a mistake, you make a mistake, and so whoever blunders less wins. But at 1500, something actually shifts. The mistakes are still there, but this time around, there's something underneath them. Because here, players, they have the ideas, they have specific plans, and so they know what square they're trying to control. 3 moves from now on, even if they are failing to get there. That's the difference. There wasn't any kind of talent, there wasn't any kind of sudden improvement. It was just me being present enough to see what's actually there. This is the exact game where I crossed 1500. I was playing black against a player rated 1510, and it was an Italian game, which is pretty much familiar territory. The position here stays very balanced most of the time, and both sides kept on developing. Then on move 21, I pushed d5 right here. It was not a desperate move, but it was a kind of plan. I was trying to open the position because my pieces are better placed to handle what comes next. My opponent had to respond, and every response gives me something. Move 22, I play queen takes f5 and winning material. Move 27, I play queen takes d4, more material. Move 28, he pushes e5, trying to complicate it, but I took the rook, and on move 31, rook to a3, then rook to a1. Check. He resigned. The game only lasted for 32 moves. It was a clean and decisive game. But here's what actually mattered. I personally didn't get lucky, not at all. I didn't win the game because he blundered, but I won because somewhere between move 21 and move 28, I could see further than he could actually see. And that is 1500 Elo Chess. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you about what actually moved the needle. It wasn't about puzzles, it wasn't about grinding games, it wasn't even about watching hours of GM content. But it was actually one session with Elo Chess where he sat me down and dissected exactly why I kept getting stuck. It wasn't any kind of theory of some kind, but my specific mistakes, the patterns that I kept repeating without me realizing. And after that session, something actually clicked. Not because I learned some new moves, but because I stopped repeating the old mistakes that were keeping me at 1400. That's the collab video, which you could check it right up here. Here's what I actually know now that I didn't know at 1400. Endgames. Not perfectly, not even at a GM level, but just know enough. Because here's the truth about games between the 1400 and 1500 level players. Most of these games are equal for a really long time because the players are both developing, they are both defending, and so neither side are actually making a kind of catastrophic blunders. But then slowly, quietly, meticulously, the players who actually understand these end games become better, and so they push ahead. A slight material advantage, a better king position, a more active king. Either case, that is where the game is actually won. Not in the kind of dramatic middle game sacrifice, but actually in the quiet moves, usually at the end when most of these players stop paying attention. 1500 Elo isn't the destination, it's just the point where you realize how much of the game you've been ignoring. Which means the climb isn't actually over, it's just changed. Every Sunday there will be real games, real results, and there will be nothing hidden. The Elo Chess collab video actually helped me a lot, and that is going to be linked in the description so you could watch that next. And so if you are chasing any rating milestone right now, let me know in the comment section down below, because I read every single one. And please don't forget to always remain mysterious.